Hope you're having a good time so far at Kids Jam. Let's stand on up. We're going to sing a couple songs.
I'm so glad that you're big. It's so cool that you're huge. I've run away that you can. Enough to send your son and share. He's mine. Jesus Christ, Jesus, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, Jesus, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, Jesus, Jesus Christ. Oh, he's mine. Jesus Christ. I'm so glad that you're big. It's so cool that you're huge. I'm blown away that you care. Enough to send your son and share. He's mine. Jesus Christ, Jesus, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, Jesus, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, Jesus, Jesus Christ. Oh, he's mine. Jesus Christ. I'm so glad that you're big. It's so cool that you're huge. I'm blown away that you care. Enough to send your song to share. He's mine. Jesus Christ, Jesus, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, Jesus, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, Jesus, Jesus Christ. Oh, he's mine. Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, Jesus, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, Jesus, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, Jesus, Jesus Christ. Oh, he's mine. Jesus Christ.
All right, everybody. I got something make the devil go away. Keep him dancing on the break of dawn. The devil gonna try to take a shot at me. Well, he got none, but baby, I got three. You're trying to make a fool out of me. You're gonna pick it at my sanity. He ain't nothing but a silver tongue. I got something make the devil gonna run. I got something make the devil gonna run. I got something make the devil be gone. Run, devil, run, devil, run, devil, run. You bet your $100 he's gonna be gone. I got something make the devil gonna run. I got something make the devil go away. I've been dancing all night and day. Holy Ghost filled with fire. Look out, devil, we got revival. Ooh. 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 My people gonna move and shake. Holy rolling down with not to shake. He ain't nothing but a silver tongue. And I got something make the devil gonna run. I got something make the devil gonna run. I got something make the devil be gone. Run, devil, run, devil, run, devil, run. You bet you $5 he's gonna be gone. I got something to make the devil gonna run. Break it down. I got the keys and the Lord of hosts. Got angel armies and the Holy Ghost. Got spirit filled, baptized by fire. Got a valley of bones that came alive. I got a cross of healing and every grave. Got a trumpet sound and one sweet name. Shake the gates of hell. It's finished and done. I got my Jesus and the devil gotta run. I got something to make the devil gonna run. Got something to make the devil be gone. Run, devil, run, devil, run. You bet your $5 he's gonna be gone. I got something to make the devil gonna run. I got something to make the devil gonna run. I got something to make the devil be gone. Run, devil, run, devil, run, devil, run. Bet your $5 he's gonna be gone. I got something to make the devil gonna run. Woohoo! Yeah. Can I hear you guys do that? Woohoo! Woohoo! Hey, everybody. Are y'all having a great kids jam so far? If so, let me hear you scream. That's awesome. That's awesome. Hey, what I need is I just need your attention. I just need you to just kind of chill out maybe for just about 10 minutes. Maybe not even that. It's not going to take very long. The other thing I need is 4 volunteers. 4 volunteers. Wow. I'm going to need one from each grade level, okay? All right. Let's see. Let's do my boy Liam over here. So you're in kindergarten, Liam? Okay. First grade? Going to go into kindergarten. Okay. Come on up and stand right here. Let's get a first grader over here. First or second grader. Let's see. Who do we need? How about you, dude? All right. Come on up. You can stand down here. Come on a little closer here, Liam. Maybe stand right behind Jack, and then you can stand right beside Liam, all right? So right over there. So we need a third and fourth grader. Let's get a girl. Let's see. How about you right on the end, sweetheart? Yep, come on up and you can stand beside him. And lastly, another lady, I think. How about you in the back? Yep, right there. Yep. All righty. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I have 4 bags up here. I'm going to pass them out one at a time, and I got to remember who's here. They're labeled. Okay, all right, yep. Sweet. So what we're going to do is I call them bravery bags. There's a reason why I call them bravery bags. It's because you have to be pretty brave to reach your hand down inside this bag. You have to be pretty brave because there could be anything in each one of these bags. It could be anything. Could just be like a piece of candy. Could be a spider. Ugh. I actually put my hand in a bunch of spiders this morning on accident. I was terrified because I'm so scared of spiders. So first we're going to start with Liam here. And you're going to reach into your bravery bag. Let me take a look in here. So you want to, ooh. Let's take a look in here. All of these things that we're going to take a look at today in these bravery bags have to do with the story we're going to learn. So let's see if Liam is brave enough to reach into this bag without looking. Can you reach down and grab what's in it? Nothing too bad. It's just, what is that? Do you know what that is? That's it. That's a rubber band. It's a rubber band. So hold on to your rubber band. You can hold on to it. You can keep it. Is there another one? I think there's 2. Yeah, you can hold on to those. I'll take the bag, okay? Thanks, buddy. All right. Let's see here. What do we got next? Let's see. Here's our first and second grade. What's your name, dude? Jake, cool. Nice to meet you, Jake. So this is your bravery bag. Are you brave enough to reach inside of it? Are you? You sure? Have you a chance not to? You want to? Okay. Go ahead and reach in without looking. Go ahead. Oh, my gosh. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, Jake. What is it? Can you see what this says? What's that say?
12.
Tape measure? Tape measure. We have a tape measure. A tape measure for some reason. You can hold on to that for me for just a second. A tape measure. All right. I know. Very interesting prizes. Let's see. Is this 3 and 4? 3 and 4. Okay. What's your name? Erica. We got Erica here. Let's move over this way just a little bit so not in front of the stand. Are you brave enough to reach into the bravery bag? Are you sure? Okay, if you say so. A rock. She found a rock. All right, you were brave enough to reach in. Let's see, the last one I already knocked over. 5th and 6th, what's your name?
Mercedes.
We have Mercedes here. What grade are you in, Mercedes? 6th, going to be in 6th grade? Cool. You're going to be in 7th. Okay, all right, cool. So this is your bag. One last try. Are you sure you want to reach into the bravery bag? All right. Go ahead and reach in. Oh, my gosh, it's a knife. A butter knife, plastic knife. So, yeah. We've got all these stuff, and it might not make any sense why we have any of these, but that's okay. Give it a round of applause for all these brave souls up here. You go ahead and grab those. Go ahead and take your seats. Thank you all very much. Thank you, Jake. Thank you, Liam. I'll take your rubber band. So all those people, I mean, I even warned you, there could have been a spider or a snake, but yet you still reached in. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do is we're going to listen to a story real quick. We're going to hear about someone from the Bible. We're going to hear the story of David and Goliath. Is there anyone here that's ever heard David and Goliath? I'm sure there are some. Cool. Cool. So each thing that we got from our bravery bag represents a part of the David and Goliath story. Each part relates to what we're about to learn. So, here, let's set the table here for us. We're going to hear the story of David and Goliath. It begins with two armies getting ready to go to battle against one another. Two armies, all right? One army was the Israelites. So the Israelites were a group of people who God chose personally to be his people. All right, these in the story, let's call these guys the good guys. Let's call them the good guys, all right? The other army is the Philistines, who are known for their gigantic size. These people were just huge, and they were so strong. They're there to conquer the Israelites. Let's just call them maybe the bad guys in the story. Let's call them the bad guys. So our story picks up in the Bible in 1 Samuel chapter 17, where we find Saul, not the Saul we heard about this morning, but a Saul before that Saul. He was the first earthly king of the Israelites, preparing the army for battle. So this is what we're going to hear in 1 Samuel 17. Verse 2 and 3 say this: Saul and the Israelites assembled and camped in the valley of Elah and drew up their battle line to meet the Philistines. The Philistines occupied one hill and the Israelites another, with the valley between them. So far, so we see that the two armies are squaring up. They're on a different side of a valley. They're up on the side of a hill with a low point in the ground beneath them. So this is where we are so far. All right. Verse 4, it says this, verse 4 through 7. A champion named Goliath, who was from Gath, came out of the Philistine camp. His height was roughly 9 feet and 5 inches. He had a bronze helmet on his head, and he wore a coat of scale armor of bronze weighing 125 pounds. Just his armor weighed 125 pounds. That's like 8 Leeksons. It's like 8 of him, at least, probably more. That's a lot of Leeksons. On his legs, he wore bronze greaves, and a bronze javelin was slung on his back. His spear shaft was like him, and it weighed over 15 pounds. His shield bearer went ahead of him. So obviously, this is one big dude. Kind of unlike me. It's kind of the opposite of my height. I'm pretty short guy. This guy was like almost twice my height. Literally almost twice my height. To put it into perspective, today, in 2018, the tallest player in the NBA is only 7 feet, 4 inches. Goliath was 9 feet, 5 inches. He was over 2 feet taller. Yeah. His armor weighed basically what I weigh now, or at least before I got married. Put on a little bit of weight recently. But his armor weighed about that. His sword, it weighed more than a baby does. It was so big it weighed more than a baby. We're going to pick up here in verse 8. Goliath stood and shouted to the ranks of Israel, "Why do you come out and line up for battle? Am I not a Philistine? And are you not the servants of Saul? Choose a man and have him come down to me. If he is able to fight and kill me, we will become your subjects. But if I overcome him and kill him, you will become our subjects and serve us." Then the Philistine Goliath said, "This day I defy the armies of Israel. Give me a man and let us fight each other." On hearing the Philistines' words, Saul and all the Israelites were dismayed and terrified. Now David was the son of an Ephrathite named Jesse, who was from Bethlehem in Judah. Jesse had 8 sons. He had 8 sons, and in Saul's time, he was very old. Jesse's 3 oldest sons had followed Saul to war. The firstborn was Eliab, the second Abinadab, and the third Shammah. David was the youngest. The 3 oldest followed Saul, but David went back and forth from Saul to tend to Jesse's sheep in Bethlehem. For 40 whole days, the Philistine Goliath came forward every morning and evening and took his stand. So we see here, again, 40 days, Goliath comes out and is like, hey, anyone want to fight me? I didn't think so. He was so tough and so big that everyone was scared of him. And the funny thing is at this time, actually, battles were sometimes fought just one man against another instead of like an entire army versus another entire army. But in this case, no one wanted to fight Goliath. It would have been crazy to do so. It certainly would have meant death to do so. But then we're introduced to this David guy. He was the youngest male out of all of his father's kids. He wasn't a trained warrior. In fact, he watched sheep for a living. But what he did next, though, was unexpected and truly remarkable. Verse 40, then he took his staff in his hand, chose 5 smooth stones from the stream, put them in his pouch of his shepherd's bag, and with his sling in hand, approached the Philistine. So we see here David tells King Saul that he himself will fight the mighty Goliath, but his only defense was going to be this wooden staff, 5 rocks, and of all things, a slingshot. A slingshot's got rubber on it. You pull it back and you like let rocks just fly through the air. Sometimes we do it with water balloons. It'd be really awesome to do that. It's really fun. But he had a slingshot and 5 rocks to try to beat Goliath with. He isn't even wearing any armor like Goliath is either. To both the Israelite armies and the Philistine armies, it probably wasn't looking too good for David. But then this happened. We pick up in verse 45. David said to the Philistine, you come against me with sword and spear and javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied. This day the Lord will deliver you into my hands, and I will strike you down and cut off your head. This very day I will give you the carcasses of the Philistine army to the birds and the wild animals, and the whole world will know that there is a God in Israel. The Philistine moved closer to attack David. He ran quickly toward the battle line to meet him. David, reaching into his bag and taking out a stone, he slung it and struck the Philistine right in the forehead. The stone actually sank into Goliath's forehead, and he fell face down on the ground. So David triumphed over the Philistine with a sling and a stone. Without a sword in his hand, he struck down the Philistine and killed him. So this is awesome. David overcomes and defeats this giant Goliath. But the cool thing is David knew that on his own, he had no chance. He had no chance of beating Goliath. But David trusted that God himself would protect him and guide him to victory in order to show everyone how great God is and the wonderful and miraculous things that God can do. Goliath was literally a giant. My friend Derek here, he's going to go grab this thing I made. I think I'm pretty crafty, but I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll see. So Derek's going to grab that. Goliath was literally a giant. And David was a kid not much older than most of you guys and most of you girls here. So when he saw the size of Goliath, he was probably terrified, but he had someone on his side, and that's God. So we see here, reach, Derek. So this is literally David's height, about 5 feet, 5.5 feet, about my height. Goliath was all the way up there, 9.5 feet. How tall are you, Derek? 6 feet, 2 inches. And look how high Derek has to reach to hold that up. Y'all see it? That's how tall Goliath was, and this is how tall David was. Thanks, Derek. You can set it down. Give a round of applause for Derek, everybody. But yeah, David was just a teenager. And he saw how tall Goliath was, and he was probably really, really scared. But he knew that God would be on his side. See, I think we all have giants in our lives. And when I say that, I don't mean literal 9.5 foot tall giants. But I think each of us do face something that terrifies each one of us. A giant isn't necessarily someone who's really, really tall. A giant is something that's too big for us to handle on our own. For some of you, it's going to a new school or taking a math test maybe. Or maybe it's facing that bully you've been scared to face all summer. Or maybe you have problems going on at home. Maybe you have a giant in your life that's different than these. Whatever it is, remember that God is on the side of those who believe in him, who trust him, and who love him. If he can help David take down a giant, then I think God is certainly big enough to help us take down the giants in each one of our lives as well. You just have to believe in him, you have to trust him, and you have to love him. So before we go on, my buddy Austin's going to come up and rap for you guys once again, and we're just going to throw down and jump around, have a crazy time. But I want to teach you guys one more thing before we move on. I want to teach you something to help you remember what we just learned right now. So if everyone could just stand up for me, stand up. I want you to repeat these words and these motions with me. So David won the fight. Let's do that so far. So David won the fight against Goliath. With a sling and one stone. So let's go back and do that once more. So David won the fight against Goliath with a sling and one stone. Hey, thank you guys so much. Why don't you stay standing? Austin's going to come up here, and he's going to just rap away for us.
All right, I have a question. Who wants to come up here and dance with me?
But it's the inward thoughts and intents. The scripture says
who wants to come up here and dance?
The inside. The Attorney General of the United States said the other day
One,
that America
two.
is in peril from within.
Woo! I can't help but feel like I ain't good enough for this world. 'Cause everything always seems secure and comfy. It does. Everyone always seems so pure and lovely, perfect smiles. Don't know if I could be a part of something. I can't help but feel like I ain't good enough for this world. 'Cause everything always seems secure and comfy. It does. Everyone always seems so pure and lovely, perfect smiles. Don't know if I can be a part of something. When I enter in this covenant, I start to love the blood that covers it. I start to love the brothers under it. Wonder if I am worthy of the brotherhood. All the people I have coveted, all the things that I have done, it gets troubling. Thinking about it, when I think about it, wait a minute, rediscover. I ain't operating on my own power, homie. So how you finna stop it? This an army full of sick and toxic, broken-hearted children. Turn it. Got a list of problems, but we live the gospel. Even still, 'cause ain't no different options. This is perfect love, and it's worth to us more than life itself. Woo! I feel like an outcast. It's alright though, we all got a foul past. God's in it, we could bounce back and get the crowd packed. I don't doubt that. Woo! 'Cause who am I to doubt the power of Christ when evil just about devoured my life? I'm scheming, that's when I encountered it. Right, I can't help but feel like I ain't good enough for this world. 'Cause everything always seems secure and comfy. It does. Everyone always seems so pure and lovely, perfect smiles. Don't know if I can be a part of something pure and lovely, perfect brotherhood. All the people I've coveted, all the things that I've done, it gets troubling. Thinking about it, when I think about it, wait a minute, rediscover. Now it's the reason for living, the feeling, the freedom of being forgiven. This feeling is reaching the brim and it's spilling. My spirit is secure in this vision. So if you feel like you've been missing out, it's 'cause you have, but you can listen now. We all sinner, not a single one of us has ever been a perfect picture child, no. Yeah, I got a foul past. I ain't really too ashamed about that. 'Cause I'm now back. Yeah, it sounds rap, but the content's got a vow back. You can doubt that. Woo! 'Cause who am I to doubt the power of Christ when evil just about devoured my life? I'm scheming, that's when I encountered the light. Right. I can't help but feel like I ain't good enough for this world. 'Cause everything always seems secure and comfy. It does. Everyone always seems so pure and lovely, perfect smiles. Don't know if I can be a part of something. I can't help but feel like I ain't good enough for this world. Cause everything always seems secure and comfy. It does. Everyone always seems so pure and lovely, perfect smiles. Don't know if I can be a part of something. Woo! High fives.
Hey, thank y'all so much. Cool. What I want you all to do is just go back down, sit with your groups. Sit with your groups for a second before we go on to our next activity. Go on back down. Come on back down, Alex. Yep, go ahead. All right. Here's what we're going to do next. I know you're all so cooled down right now, but we're going to keep trying to get a little bit cooler. Your group leaders are going to take you out one group at a time. We're going to get some ice cream. Ice cream. All right. Yes. Thank you all so much. Group leaders, it's all you.